My name is Margaret. I'm 100 years old, and my legs are still strong enough to carry me through the day without help. I still walk every morning, not fast, not far, but steadily, and at my age that matters more than people understand. Because when your legs begin to weaken, your whole life changes. People think aging begins in the face or in the memory. It doesn't. It begins when standing up becomes difficult, when stairs feel dangerous, when your body hesitates before movement. That's when life quietly starts becoming smaller. I've watched it happen to people around me, good people, strong people, people younger than me. One year they're moving normally. The next year they avoid walking. Then they stop going places. Then they begin depending on others. And little by little, their world shrinks. I noticed that early, and I paid attention, not in a fearful way, just quietly. I noticed what helped me feel steady, what kept my legs reliable, what allowed me to move without heaviness. And after all these years, 3 foods stayed with me every single day. Not because someone told me they were healthy, because my body responded well to them. That's something I wish more people understood. Your body tells you the truth over time. Not trends, not headlines, not changing advice every few years. Your body, if you listen carefully enough. The first food I eat every day is eggs. Simple eggs, nothing fancy, no complicated recipes. Sometimes boiled, sometimes lightly cooked, but always simple. I started eating eggs as a young woman because they were affordable, easy, reliable. Nobody thought much about them back then. They were just food. But over the years I noticed something important. Eggs gave me lasting strength. Not bursts of energy, not excitement, steadiness. That's the word, steady. I could work, walk, move through the day, and I didn't feel drained afterward. My muscles recovered easily. My legs didn't feel weak or shaky. They simply continued doing what they were supposed to do. Then there were years when everyone started saying eggs were dangerous. I remember it clearly. People became afraid of them overnight. Suddenly, everyone was replacing real food with things that came in shiny packages, powders, bars, artificial things pretending to be healthy. And I watched people become more confused about eating than ever before. But I stayed with what had always worked for me. Because by that point, I trusted my body more than changing opinions, and my body had already shown me the truth. The second food I eat every day is beans. Simple cooked beans, nothing heavy added, no thick sauces, no overeating, just enough. Beans stayed with me my whole life because they gave me something most people don't realize they need as they age: consistency. When you get older, your body stops tolerating extremes well. Too much sugar, too much heaviness, too much stimulation. Everything begins affecting you more deeply. Beans never did that to me. They kept me even. That word matters more than people think. Even. Not overly full, not overly energized, not sluggish afterward, just stable. I noticed years ago that stability is what preserves the body, not intensity. Young people chase intensity, strong flavors, strong stimulation, quick energy. But the body lasts longer when things remain steady. That's what beans gave me. And because they were part of my life for so long, my body recognized them easily. There was no struggle, no adjustment, no heaviness afterward, just nourishment that quietly stayed with me. The third food I eat every day is oatmeal, plain oatmeal, warm, simple, nothing covered in sugar, nothing overloaded. People laugh when older folks mention oatmeal. They think it sounds dull. But dull things are often the things that last. Excitement fades, steadiness remains. Oatmeal always made my mornings feel calm, settled. My stomach felt comfortable, my body moved better, and most importantly, my legs felt lighter. That's something I began noticing in my 70s. Certain foods made my legs feel heavy, slow, stiff. Other foods made movement easier, and oatmeal was one of those foods. It never fought my body, it worked with it. That became very important to me over time, because the older you get, the more you understand something simple. Your body is always responding to how you treat it, every day, quietly, and what you repeat becomes your condition. That's the part people miss. They focus on short-term results, quick changes, temporary improvements, but the body works slowly. It responds to patterns, years, decades, and these three foods became part of my body's rhythm: eggs, beans, oatmeal. Nothing special, nothing expensive, nothing dramatic, but they supported my body without creating strain. And strain is what weakens people faster than age itself. That's something I believe deeply now. Most people are not destroyed by one bad thing. They are worn down slowly by heaviness, by inconsistency, by forcing their bodies to constantly adjust. I avoided much of that because my life stayed simple. My food stayed simple, and simplicity gave my body peace. Now, I'm not claiming these foods are magic. They are not. I know people who ate perfectly and still became weak early, because food is only one part of it, but it is an important part. Because what you eat either supports your body quietly or fights against it quietly. And quiet things, repeated long enough, shape your future. At 100 years old, I still trust my legs. That may sound small, but it changes everything. I can still stand without fear, walk without thinking about every step, move through my home naturally. That freedom matters more than people realize until they lose it. And I believe these three foods helped protect that freedom for me, not by making me stronger overnight, but by supporting me steadily, year after year. That's how real strength is built. Quietly, slowly, repeatedly. If this made you think about what your own body has been trying to tell you, then you're already paying attention to the right things. What made the real difference in my life was not just those three foods. It was the way I lived around them. Because food alone cannot protect the body if everything else is working against it. That's something people often misunderstand. They search for the perfect food while living in ways that constantly drain them. And the body feels all of it, not just what you eat, how you move, how you rest, how much strain you carry every day. That is what shapes you over time. When I was younger, I never thought about my legs. You don't when you're young. You assume they will always carry you. You climb stairs quickly, stand without effort, walk without thinking. You never imagine a day when getting up from a chair could become difficult. But as I got older, I began noticing something. The people who stayed mobile longest were not always the strongest women when they were young. They were the steadiest. The ones who didn't wear themselves down unnecessarily. That stayed with me, and I began paying closer attention to how my body responded to my habits. Not just food, everything. The first thing I noticed is this. Your legs weaken faster when your body carries too much heaviness. Not just weight, heaviness. Heavy meals, heavy routines, heavy exhaustion. When the body constantly feels overloaded, movement becomes harder. And once movement becomes harder, people begin avoiding it. That is where decline quietly begins. I avoided that because my meals stayed simple. Eggs, beans, oatmeal. None of them made me feel overloaded. They gave me enough, without taking anything away afterward. That balance mattered. I also learned something important about fullness. Most people eat until they feel full, but full and comfortable are not the same thing. When you eat too much, your body slows down. Everything becomes heavier. Your legs feel it too. Movement feels delayed. So I stopped eating until I was full years ago. I started stopping when I felt settled. Not hungry, not stuffed, just enough. That one change alone made my body feel lighter through the day, and lighter bodies move more naturally. The second thing I noticed is this. The body loves consistency. People are constantly changing what they eat, trying new things every week, following trends, removing foods, adding foods, and the body never fully settles. Mine settled because it knew what was coming. The same simple foods, prepared the same simple ways, day after day, year after year. There was no confusion, no constant adjustment, and that predictability created stability inside my body, especially in my legs. Because the body works best when it is not constantly reacting. The third thing I learned is that movement matters more when it stays natural. I never exercised aggressively, never followed intense routines, but I never stopped moving either. That's the difference. I walked, I stood often, I carried small things, I used my legs daily, not to train them, to live. And because movement stayed part of my normal life, my legs never forgot how to support me. That matters more than people realize. The body remembers what it repeats. If you stop using movement naturally, the body slowly adapts to stillness. And once stillness becomes normal, weakness follows quietly. I never allowed that to happen for too long. Even now I stand often. I walk slowly through the house. Not because I'm forcing myself, because movement keeps the connection alive between the body and the legs. The fourth thing I noticed is this: tension weakens the body faster than age. I saw this clearly in other women who were constantly stressed, always carrying something mentally, always tense. Their bodies aged differently. Their posture changed earlier. Their movement became stiff. Their legs looked heavy. Because tension affects the whole body. I didn't understand this when I was younger, but later in life I learned how important calmness was. Not excitement, not stimulation, calmness. A calm body moves better. A tense body fights itself constantly. That's one reason I believe my legs stayed strong. My life became simpler as I got older. Less rushing, less pressure, less unnecessary strain. And my body responded to that simplicity, especially my legs. Another thing I learned is this: recovery matters more than effort. Many people think strength comes from pushing harder, but lasting strength comes from allowing recovery. The body rebuilds during calm periods, during rest, during steadiness, not during constant strain. I rested before I became exhausted. I slowed down before my body forced me to, and that prevented deeper fatigue from building. At 100 years old, I don't think about strength the way younger people do. I don't think about power. I think about reliability. Can my legs carry me comfortably through the day? Can I trust them? That matters more than anything now. And trust comes from years of treating the body gently, but consistently. Not perfectly, just steadily. Those 3 foods supported that steadiness: eggs, beans, oatmeal. Simple foods that never fought my body. But there is one more part, the part that matters most of all. Because strong legs are not only built from food or movement, they come from something deeper. If this made you think differently about strength, then you're already beginning to understand what really lasts. The deepest truth I learned is this: strong legs come from a life that doesn't constantly wear the body down. That's what people miss. They think strength is built only through effort, through pushing harder, doing more. But the body lasts longer when it is supported, not constantly strained. At 100 years old, I no longer think about strength as power. I think about it as freedom. Can I rise from a chair without fear? Can I walk through my home naturally? Can I trust my balance? That is real strength now. And that kind of strength is built quietly over decades. Not in one big moment, not through extremes, through repetition, consistency, steadiness. The body responds to what you repeat. That is the truth. If you repeat heaviness, the body becomes heavy. If you repeat stillness, the body becomes weak. If you repeat strain, the body becomes tired. But if you repeat steadiness, the body adapts to that too. That's what happened to me. My life stayed steady. My food stayed steady. My movement stayed steady. And my body learned that rhythm. There's something else I want to say. Most people wait too long to take care of their legs. They only think about them after weakness begins, after movement becomes difficult. But by then the body has already adapted to limitation. I protected my legs long before I thought I needed to. Not intentionally, just through the way I lived. I kept moving naturally. I avoided making my body heavy. I rested before exhaustion became deep. And all those small things added up over time. That's how aging really works. Quiet accumulation, not one big choice, thousands of small ones. I also learned not to fight my body. That matters more than people realize. When my body needed rest, I rested. When it needed movement, I moved. I listened instead of forcing. And because of that, my body stayed cooperative with me instead of resisting me. Many people spend years ignoring what their body is telling them, pushing through exhaustion, overeating, sitting too long, living under constant tension, and eventually the body answers back. Not suddenly, slowly. The legs weaken, balance changes, movement becomes uncertain. I avoided much of that because I paid attention early enough, not perfectly, but consistently. At my age, every step matters, and I still enjoy walking. Not because I'm trying to stay young. I know I'm old, very old, but walking still feels natural to me. My legs still feel connected to the rest of my body, and that connection is precious. Because once it disappears, life changes quickly. If I could leave you with one thing, it would be this: take care of your legs before they ask for help. Not through extremes, not through punishment, through steadiness, simple food, simple movement, simple living. That is what lasts. Eggs, beans, oatmeal, and a life that didn't constantly exhaust the body. That's what carried me to 100 with strong legs still under me. Not perfectly strong, but reliable. And reliability is what matters most in the end. If this stayed with you even for a moment, then listen to your body a little more closely starting today. Thank you for watching this video. Click here to watch another video that might interest you.